Hi there. This is a random video that I just came upon. I've stopped it, haven't watched it yet, and I'm awaiting the new Tom McDonald video, and I just started this reaction video genre, and well, I'm gonna watch this one here because it caught my eye for various reasons. You'll see. No further ado, let's go to it.
The truth is, I love YouTube. I love making video content. But you know what I love a million times more? Being Lucie.
I thought she was gonna say money. Okay.
Hey everyone, it's Lucie Fink. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below. And if you are an OG Fink fan follower, welcome back. It's so great to have you. This is where it all started.
Wow.
I have lipstick on, so I'm not gonna kiss
Well,
it.
let me
Over the
just let
past
me
few
just
months,
start
I've
start right
become
there.
very interested in and very
I had no idea they were actually giving plaques. Well, I know they were giving YouTube plaques to, like walk off the earth for, like a zillion views and all that. But I didn't realize they were giving plaques for like under a million, like for what you just showed there, which is an incentive. That was a nice looking plaque.
invested in educational offerings. I love the act of teaching people how I do what I do and helping other aspiring content creators become full-time content creators. I've already done a lot of private one-on-one coaching and consulting sessions where I help people build their YouTube channels, get started from scratch or from wherever they're at, help them come up with series ideas, teach them everything I know about production, shooting, editing, uploading, SEO optimization, all the good stuff that goes into growing a YouTube channel. So just wanted to point that out for anyone here who is
Obviously, I could use some assistance.
interested in maybe more of a private one-on-one coaching and consulting service, I offer that. Today's video is all about how I grew my YouTube channel by over 100,000 subscribers in a year. I just recently went to the analytics on the back end of my YouTube channel, and as you can see, in the past 365 days, my channel has grown by over 100,000 subscribers. So how did I do this? So number one, SEO, or search engine optimization. Understanding the fact that anytime I go to upload a YouTube video, I'm essentially tagging this video with words and tidbits of information that is telling YouTube what this video is about. And those bits of information that I give YouTube, that's the only way YouTube knows what my video is about, and that's the only way YouTube knows serve it to so that it can help the video get more views. You don't want to just upload a video to the number of subscribers that you have and hope that all of the views come from your subscribers. You actually want a large number of your views to come from people who are not following your channel already, and that's how you are introduced to new eyeballs and new people. So when
Okay, I'm just gonna say something that I've noticed quite a bit the past, well, since the lockdown, COVID has taken over the world, so to speak. I've noticed that a lot of interviewers, YouTubers, reporters, journalists, everybody and anyone that is now forced to work from home, how they all, not all, but I mean, a majority of them make sure their backdrop, well, obviously my backdrop could use a lot of work, but what you're using, I actually have. Most of you put books behind you. I'm a writer. I've written 22 books. You just have to, search "wrote writer" online or Google it, and you'll know. But it seems to me everybody wants everybody else to see them as learned. Now, I'm not saying you're not. You quite obviously are. But many of the people that I've seen with books behind them, I don't think they've ever read one of them. That being said, let's continue.
it comes to SEO, there's the title of the video, there's the description box, and then there are also those keywords that you tag the video with on the back end of YouTube. All of these work in conjunction to tell YouTube what your video is about and to help serve it to the appropriate audience. One of the things that has really been life-changing for me when it comes to YouTube is doing this SEO research before I pick up the camera to shoot a video. So a lot of people try to do this backwards. They think about what videos they find interesting, what they want to make a video about, and then they figure out how to SEO.
Okay, what about the rest of us who, not the rest of us, but a lot of us are living in remote communities. I live in the far north of Canada. And, well, not far north, but north enough. And everything's, I mean, they just shut down the province of Ontario. And Quebec is, virtually shut down and will be probably by next week the way this new this new COVID virus variant is hitting, especially the youth. So most of us are just stuck in our houses. I'm fortunately enough to be stuck with my two cats, Fifi and her son Bubba. So I'm good. I'm a writer. I'm happy being alone, and I'm happy being with my cats. And oh my God, I've got the world at my fingertips, and I'm watching this video, and it's an amazing what we have available today. It's amazing, and in some senses, I wish I grew up with this. We had nothing. We had nothing. We had at 7 in the morning. We were kicked outside, and fortunate enough, we had a tennis ball that we could throw against the wall of the house and play games like that, or we play hide and seek or tag or whatever. But we didn't have any of this. Nothing. Like, you guys, you don't know how lucky you are. My God, I didn't even know where babies came from. I didn't even know. I knew nothing. Nothing. And I unfortunately didn't have any mentors or people to look up to. So I learned everything the hard way. I can assure you, ass backwards, like I'm doing with this video.
SEO optimize it on the back end to help it perform best. The thing is though, if you do that SEO searching before you shoot a video, you're already optimizing your chances that your video is going to perform better. And I'm not saying you have to completely shift your content to fit the SEO, but here's a perfect example. If you are a fashion blogger or a fashion vlogger and you want to make a video about styles and your favorite styles in a...
I'm a writer. Believe me, the name Rote Writer has more meaning than most things in this world, I can assure you. Dig in.
Certain time of the year. Say you're trying to decide between fall outfit ideas or winter outfit ideas. One of the best things to do is just go onto Google, actually like Google.
That's another thing I'm learning about videos and rock stars and what is this love affair with Gucci or fashion? Like, quite obviously I'm as far away from fashion as humanly possible, but I just don't understand how anybody could care. What? As long as your clothes are warm and they're clean and they're half decent. I don't get it. You think a cat or a dog, cares about jewelry or these lunatics dressing them up with all this crap? No, we on our own we're fun. We don't need accessories. We think we do. We're conditioned to think we do. We're brainwashed to buy all this crap. But at the end of the day, my God, life is simple. I'm thinking of the song "Simple Man" by Leonard Skinner. If you can reach that state, which I have, not to brag, but it's easy peasy, man. I mean, I have nothing, but I'm good.
Owns YouTube, so a lot of the search engines overlap. Go onto Google and type in both search terms. Fall outfit ideas, winter outfit ideas. As soon as you press enter, you'll see a number coming up showing how many items show up in that search. So just from that one
obviously,
search, you can
this is
see
a random
that millions
video
and
that I'm
millions
watching.
more
I have
people
no
are
interest
searching
in fashion,
for fall outfit
but I'll
ideas
put up
as
with it
opposed
for
to
now.
winter outfit ideas. So now when you're deciding when should I make this video, should it be in the fall or winter, you can choose fall because you know more people are going to search that and it's going to help your video appear in more searches. There are also other softwares that can help you figure out SEO numbers directly on YouTube because the truth is Google is not the same thing as YouTube. Some of these are free, some you have to pay for. for. In my private coaching and consulting services, I walk you through my favorite one and I teach you how I use it. It's pretty incredible. It gives each of your videos an SEO score out of 100, so you know before you go live if your video has a chance of performing well or if it's likely going to perform poorly. When it comes to SEO, you want to make sure that what you're titling your video is actually something that people are searching for. So if you're making a how-to video, you do want to make sure that the title is pretty much exactly what people are searching for. How to tie a tie. How to change the oil on your car. You don't want to make it called changing the oil on my car or tying a tie. Even
That's
though it
cool. So you
still
need the
has little
how-to, right?
bits of the SEO in
It's
there,
like the
the more
Ask
SEO search
Jeeves when
terms that you get in that
internet first
title, the
started.
more likely your video is to be served to people. Same thing with the description box. So I used to completely neglect this box. I used to write in it something like, this video is about growing YouTube views. Enjoy, follow me on Instagram at LucieFink. My description boxes were short, they did not have a lot of information, and they basically were not helping my video at all when it comes to SEO. What you want to make sure your description box contains is all of the SEO search terms that people might be searching in relation to your video. So for instance, for this video, I'm going to make sure that in the description box, I have phrases within sentences that are like growing a YouTube channel, becoming a YouTuber, how to grow on YouTube, how to gain subscribers. I'm gonna make sure that I write out all these phrases that people might be searching and that they're all visible in my YouTube description box. And last up are the keywords or the tags that you add. These are basically words or phrases where you're basically telling YouTube all the various iterations that people might be searching where you want your video to show up in. It's important here to think about every version of a phrase. So for instance, when I did my plant propagation wall video, the tags said things like DIY plant wall, DIY home decor, plant wall, at-home plant wall, at-home planter, plant propagation station, water propagation, water plant propagation, glass test tube,
You
DIY.
clearly know
Every version
what you're
that can
doing
possibly be searched, of course up to
when
500
it comes to
characters
this
because that's
stuff.
all you have, is necessary to include in those tags. And
Lucie B. Fink, you clearly know what you're doing because your pop-ups are flawless. From what I've seen from other videos, you're clearly mastered it.
really optimizing your video on the back end so that YouTube knows what it's about and YouTube knows all of the keywords that you've tagged it as, so anyone searching for something similar can see this video in their up next bar. There's so much.
This is going to sound ageist, I guess, but I swear I was online before this woman was ever born, even born. and it's I find it very like I was very gung ho at the beginning, and I was pushing my books like nobody's business. But at the end of the day, you start getting tired because you start you just keep hitting walls. And I mean I started from the bottom with my books, and I made sure to do everything myself along the way. And internet was just coming into the picture, so I did everything old fashioned with my books to get them going. But then the internet came on, and then I grew with it with my books, and there was a progression. So every new platform that came forth to help writers or publishers or whatnot that came forth, I absorbed and made sure to bring forth my own publications. But at the end of the day, I've been doing this for years now, and I've seen. I can remember walking into a Radio Shack years ago and saying to the guy, saying, "Why can't you why can't you stream videos or see people, interview people online?" This was like 20 years ago. The guy looked at me, he was like, "What are you talking about?" I just assumed like that would be the next step. Like, what else would you want to use this for? And here we are, where the interactions are so close that it's unbelievable that I can converse with this YouTuber in a video and put it online, and anyone in the world can see it, including her. Think about it. These are just electrons. If you break everything down here, everything I see and everything you will see of me is just an electron. And you've got a 1 and a 0 telling it to go this way or that way. That's it. when you break it down, that's it. Out of all of those, the electron going left or right, or this, open through that door, this door, with all the ones and the O's, in the sub programming, we see a YouTuber who I don't know where she lives, but distant enough that I can't throw a rock through her window. You know what I mean? And yet I can see her clear as day on my widescreen TV while I look at my laptop over here. Amazing. I digress.
Deeper that I could go on SEO, and I really think that the backend tool that I use is really great. So if anyone's interested in that, send me an email. The second thing I did was diversified my content. It's really easy to try to identify a niche and say that you need to stay in that niche because that's the best way to grow. And here's a hot take.
Okay, this is before I even know what you're going to say. That's what happened here. I started watching reaction videos to Tom McDonald, this rapper, and he's really pushing the envelope out there, and it's a wonderful thing to watch. And he's him and his other half, Nova Rockefeller, and their friend Brandon Hart are. I mean, this is just like in the past couple of weeks, they have just exploded on the internet with their videos, and the amount of reaction videos to them have been just. And I've been moved by them just to see people happy, especially to see rappers, people who normally listen to rap, listen to his rock song "No Good Bastards" and headbang along with it. It's a beautiful thing. It's cross generational. It's cross music. I mean, if we're gonna move forward as a species, music is definitely going to be in the forefront of helping people get there. And this Tom McDonald has a way of delivering his message that is resounding, and it's resounding across the board. And you don't just have to watch his videos; you have to watch the reaction videos to his videos to be moved by them. Like, I mean, I've seen people in tears, and I'm thinking, this guy is bringing instant joy to people. I mean, instant. Myself included. I love watching people smile and headbang to music they've never heard before, or a genre they never heard. Like, music, people don't even know what rock is. I'm thinking, what the hell? How can like, what are they doing in the States? Because it seems more in the States that like, people are in this box of music or life or politics, and they can't. They're good people, but they're completely oblivious to what else is out there. And now I'm seeing Tom McDonald changing the genre of his music, and I'm seeing the reaction of people who would normally never watch a rock song watch one of his rock songs, and they are moved by it. And I'm thinking, well, there's a hell of a lot of more songs out there, especially from the past that will. I mean, where do I begin? Again, I digress.
I don't know how many people are going to agree with this, but I actually think diverting from your niche every so often is a really great way to gather new eyeballs. Perfect example of this would be on my channel. I created a lot of lifestyle vlogs.
See, that's what I'm doing right now, and I just by chance I came upon you, and so we'll go from
style content, and then one day I decided to post a dance tutorial. I was not a dance channel. I'm also not a dancer.
Not my
I just
niche,
did
but
a dance video with a choreographer. I thought it was fun, so I uploaded it to my channel, and it is the most viewed video on my channel to date. It currently has about 10 million views, and it has brought me so many new subscribers. And as soon as I posted that video and I saw that it performed well, I realized that I should probably make more dance videos. Even though I'm not a dance channel and that's not my standard content, I just sort of started branching out and creating content in this other area that seemed to be performing well. And pretty much all of my dance videos are my top performing videos on my channel. Here's the thing now, if I wanted to just grow my channel really quickly and hit 1 million subscribers, I probably should convert my channel to a dance channel. But I don't want to do that because that's not really my passion or interest. That was just kind of a fun side project. So I'm not going to completely convert my channel to a dance channel, but that being said, I am going to continue to upload dance content every so often. And if I had never uploaded that first dance video just because it didn't fit in with my lifestyle niche, I probably would not be where I am today with my channel. So keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to stick to a very rigid niche. Even a video like this, where now I'm creating a little bit of content about my job and my business and content creation, this isn't really in my niche either. And the truth is, this video is likely going to perform a little bit worse than the normal content on my channel because most people are not here for this type of content. But I do think it's important to just create content that is relevant to your life, that speaks to where you are in the moment, and that's the stuff you're really interested in, because you just never know what's going to stick. You never know what's going to bring you that whole new audience. The third way that I've seen success with growing my YouTube channel has been
I swear everything you just said is what's unfolding in my life. I mean, we're all stuck wherever we are because of this COVID crazy crap, and this is a great outlet. This is a great outlet and a great venue. And I've never been much to market my own books. I try to, but I'm a writer. I love writing. I love being alone in the world of or that realm of thought where just playing with words and sentences, and I get lost. I'm like a kid in a sandbox with words. I just love it. But it's when I speak, you wouldn't know it, or when I handwrite, you wouldn't know it. But when I use the keyboard, the words that come out sometimes are quite lyrical and musical, even though I'm not trying to be so. It's just there's this um, I don't wouldn't call it vein of gold, but there's this this ether. I don't know what the hell to call it. There's this place, a source. There's a source of creativity that I believe we all live under, and not every one of us can tap into it. But when we do, everybody that has tapped into it can relate to others who have as well. Like for example, this artist Tom McDonald, this rapper. His story I can relate to so much because I'm a do it yourself type of guy. I mean, if I believe me, if I can not be bothered by anyone, I will go to extremes to make certain not to be bothered, and that means if I have to change this or that or do this or whatever it is, I will make it happen on my own. I just it's just and it's a beautiful feeling once you have. It's life is about learning. When you do it yourself, there's always learning. It's like right now I'm pushing. What am I 58? What am I 57? 58? I was born 1963. What am I 50? February 14, 1963, that would make me what, 57 or 58, 50, what year is this, 19, 20, 21? No, I'm 58, 58. Last month, I guess, I pay no attention to birthdays, to holidays, to any days. They're all the same. They're all good. You wake up with a smile on your face, they're good. And I think all this other, clearly I've become too reclusive and too removed, too much of a hermit. But in that in itself, I have something to offer because I have a unique perspective on life. I mean, where everybody's interchanged and all that. I'm as removed as you can get as a human being from society, not out of anything but pursuing my goal or writing. I guess you could say it's just I need the quiet. I can't even handle a dog in the distance barking when I'm writing, unless because if I hear it, it'll come into my story or it'll just annoy the hell out of me and I won't be able to continue until it's stopped. Again, I digress and I apologize.
And through adding call to actions or CTAs at the start and end of every video. So you might remember, but I'm just gonna rewind here and show you what I said at the start of this video. If you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below, and you will hear me say that again at the end of this video. This one kind of seems obvious, but you really don't realize how many more people hit that thumbs up button or hit that subscribe button just because you've called it to their attention. I even find myself doing this when I'm watching other creators' videos. There are loads of times when I'm watching a video and I'm loving it, but I just don't think to give it a thumbs up. It just doesn't cross my mind. But then the moment they say, if you're liking this video, give it a thumbs up, I think, oh wow, I am liking the video, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because I've just remembered. So call out in your content. If you're liking this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to call out in the beginning and end. If you're new to my channel, or if you're old and you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Tell them what subscribing does. It helps keep them abreast of new videos. Every time you have a new video, it will show up on their homepage. So before we move on to the fourth tip, give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it. The fourth way I've grown my channel is by uploading regularly. Consistency. This is nothing new. This is what you will hear from any successful YouTuber. You cannot grow a YouTube channel without being consistent. I upload every single Friday. There have only been a couple of times when I've taken time off, and it's okay to take time off. I took the entire month of January 2021 off from YouTube, but I made it very clear at the end of December that I was posting around Christmas and then taking a month
Oh
off.
my God.
And I came
No,
back
no
again at
offense
the end
there,
of
Lucy, but the way you said that, I took the entire month of January off from YouTube as if it was the hardest thing you could have done. And I believe it was very hard for you, but it's like taking a kid out of a candy store because you're enjoying this clearly a lot. And yeah, I guess it was hard on you to leave it for a month. Just the hardships of the people today when they describe them as like, God, if they only knew. My word.
January/early February, and I was back. And it's okay. It's okay to take time off. It's okay to reset. I actually think it's great. When I took time off, it was
Yes, it is okay. My word, you're coming off like a clinician, we call her, like a well, you're soothing your viewers into accepting the fact that it's okay to do so, and I respect it because it's a world you know quite well. Again, I'm gonna come from an anachronistic, not stoic, but old-fashioned man as you can. I mean, my father was in World War II. He was a prisoner of war. You know, I grew up. You know, don't use shampoo, use soap. You know, yeah, on your hair. I mean, men mow the lawn. They don't. You know, they don't work in the kitchen. I mean, as old-fashioned as you can possibly imagine, and I've had to, you know, evolve through these years, you know, and adapt to the ever-changing perspective of society and of you. Thank goodness, you know. But the way they talk about hardship online with the or just with their phone is like, my God, I remember seeing this. You know, there was a power outage in New York City on the whole western front, western coast. I've never seen so many people flip out without having a phone. I can't stand phones. I still have a burner phone that I bought 15 years ago. That it's not a smartphone. It's just a prepaid phone that I only use when I need to make a call. Otherwise, fuck the phones. I fucking hate them. Excuse my language. I hope this doesn't throat your viewers. That was I have a. I better stop.
a great time to just like reset my mind, figure out what I wanted to create content about, and just reinvigorate my creativity spark. So it's okay to do that. But once you are in that groove, do not stop, remain consistent, and make sure you're uploading weekly or every other week. The next thing I want to talk about is avoiding burnout. I have read far too many articles talking about YouTubers and talking about this epidemic amongst YouTubers. It's kind of like a known thing that a lot of really, really big, really successful YouTubers are just miserable. And the reason that they give for this is doing YouTube as a full-time job
Isn't that reflective of life, Lucy? Isn't that reflective of life? It's like, you know, these people have bought into this commercialization of anything, and they just keep churning it out, but it's just commercial crap. And it has no sustainability in yourself or in your life. So of course you're always going to be left wanting. It's like any addiction. It's like the initial high is great. It doesn't matter what drug it is. It's great, and it'll last a day, a week, a month of use. And then eventually it's no longer a high. It's at par, and you take it just to get to normal. That's what happens with these YouTubers. They just keep pushing and generating videos and content out there, and they keep on thinking it's going to be the one that catches or this or that, and they get addicted to the cha-ching ching or the click clicks or the receptivity to what they're doing. I'm a writer. I've written 22 books, 23. I haven't published my 23rd one. That one will come out when I'm dead. I totally lost my track of what I was music. And the amount of time and effort I put into each book. I mean, some of my books that I've been working on for 20 years, and we're talking just full focus, like thousands of pages of words that are going through my mind that, I have this book that I have to, correct there, or this book to have to correct that. I'm looking for I'll be thinking about a missed period in my fourth book on page 432, and that'll be on my mind because I've got another grammatical error in another book that comes to my mind that I'll think about, and it's I know what it means to manage your content. Okay, I mean my books are my life. They're representative of my life, so I put everything into them. YouTube I'm new to it, so I'm not coming at it with the same purity as you. But I've lost track of where I was going. I'm an old man, sorry.
Definitely be draining in more ways than one. Emotionally, there can be this heavy burden of always trying to make your new content outperform the last piece of content you uploaded. You can get to a point where you're sort of living your life through metrics, through views and likes and comments, and you're really internalizing everyone's feedback about you and the way you look and the way you talk. And a lot of these YouTubers are working against trends. So they're trying to upload videos that are really relevant to the moment to go viral and get as many views as they can and just blow up. So for anyone out there who wants to do YouTube full time, you want to make this into a career, my tip is do not get to a place where YouTube is your life. The truth is, I love YouTube, I love making video content, but you know what I love a million times more? Being Lucie, being a human, living my life, being married, having friends, having family, taking care of my plants. I love all of you so much, but I also love myself and my normal life more than I love my life on the internet. So I'm not going to completely burn myself out just for the internet. I think in order to have a sustainable business on YouTube, you need to make sure that you're in the right mindset, making video content for the right reasons, that you're not chasing views and likes, you don't really care too much about how you're.
I'm going to say this, Lucie, just from from what I've perceived the past couple of weeks that I've gotten into this now. I would say I can see the I wouldn't say greed or envy or jealousy, but I would say even though 90% of the people that come on have it in them, they don't show it, but they have it in them. They all have it in them. Well, we all had it in us at one time or another. I mean, I'm at the age now where I just I don't need anything anymore. I'm nothing is going to make me happier than my own happiness. My cats make me happy. My peace, my quiet, my solitude. I can't live without it. You know what I mean? So I have it, and I love it, and I'm thankful for it. But they're going for what everybody else has. I mean, they look at these people online who like PewDiePie. There's a perfect example of somebody who's got 50 million viewers and subscribers. But if you actually watch any of his videos or look at the content and what he's putting out there, I mean, it's borderline offensive. And this guy he's he's a racist. I mean, I can see some of the things he says are so subtle but they're racist, and he's got these kids watching his videos, and he's just spewing out negativity about certain things and that. I mean, you got to go deep into some of his videos to hear it. And I think this guy's not fit to be online. He's not fit to be talking to 50 million children who are glued to his videos. I mean, we've got to be careful of what we're putting out there. This guy does not deserve his video chat. I don't care how he got it there, but there's no way in hell that he got all those hits or those subscribers legit. He was one of the first to start, but he was even when I first started online. I was doing everything I can to get followers on Twitter, followers on Facebook. I reached a point where excuse my language, fuck this. I don't fucking care. This is so pathetic that I would, enslave my life to have somebody watch me or viewers. Like what? It just offended me so much. But I wanted to sell my books, so I swallowed my pride, so to speak, and I kept pushing. But I mean, it just made me sick because I can't even. I'm not a. I don't know what the word is. I'm not a money-driven man, and I'm a, I'm a creator. I enjoy the creation much more than the result. I mean, I enjoy the journey much more than the result. Like once I finish a book, I don't want anything to do with it. I move on, and I'm already into my next book or whatever. I don't rest on my laurels, and I don't, I don't, I. It's I've lost track of what I was. Again.
Your last video performed, you're just creating content for the art form and because you love telling stories and connecting with people. Once you get into that mindset, your content is going to flow a lot easier. You're not.
What you just said there, Lucie, I couldn't agree more. I obviously love telling stories. I love writing stories more. I mean, my venue or my medium is writing. You know, you don't only have to listen to me or see my handwriting to think this guy's never written a book in his life, let alone a proper sentence. But I have my mindset when I'm writing is totally different than my when I speak or when I anything else. There's a zone that I get into when I'm writing where everything shuts out, and it's like I have I have perfect clarity and concise. I have it like a sentinel when I write, which is weird. When I get into the zone, I have a sentinel, so I can be writing, and that sentinel will tell me, on page. It'll remember like on page 32, which you just passed, 30 or 10 hours ago, that you missed something, and it'll tell you that there was a comma or misplaced comma or too many comma or whatever it was. But I'll be 10 pages past that writing, and that sentinel will tell me, look, you forgot something. And sure as enough, I'll go back, and there it is. When you're in the zone, there's these forces that help you, and it's I don't know how it is for other creative people. When you get in the zone, the universe starts working with you, and it starts helping you. You know what I mean? And it's when you're on the right track and you're in the right frame of mind. It's amazing the beauty and creativity you can bring forth into your work or whatever it is, and send it forth. The only, I have, I have a problem. I don't have greed in me. I picked it up from some of my friends are quite greedy and they'll admit it. And they're always thinking about money and all that. I can't stand thinking about money. I honestly, God, I fucking hate it. I hate having to think about it. I hate having to worry about it. So I do everything in my power not to think about it. And I'm pretty good at it, but it keeps me poor. Now, God forbid I should get COVID and I have enough pre-existing conditions that it'll knock me out. I'm certain of that. It's going to do me in. So I have to be remote. I mean, you can tell how hard it is for me to breathe sometimes. So it's a serious situation. So here I am, making in some respects like a last-ditch attempt to bring forth my stories, which are in my books, but they're not going anywhere. So I'm making the effort for them. But at the same time, I'm enjoying this because I feel like I'm interacting with human beings, which I'm not very good at, which I don't do very much. I mean, I've gone years where I haven't talked to anyone. I mean, when I was in the Yukon, I lived in a cabin, and I mean, all I did was chop wood and feed the stove. I was living with a wolf at the time, a wolf cross, Micmac, and I wouldn't talk to anyone. All I did was meditate and chop wood and live with my wolf. And I would go into town once a month, get my groceries. I wouldn't even speak to the cashier. I would just mm, mm, grunt. And I'm telling you, after 2 years, I lost the power of speech. I literally had problems um, conversing because my vocal cords had been, in some sense, retarded. Not retarded, but yeah, it's like atrophy. They had lived through atrophy. Like when you don't work out or you don't do enough activity, you start feeling weaker and weaker. Well, if you don't use your vocal cords enough, they start getting weaker and weaker in despair. I didn't talk for 2 years, and again, I've lost the track. What I was going to
Not
say.
going to put as much pressure on your channel and your growth and your views. You're going to just start to enjoy the process more of being a content creator and speaking from the heart. One way that I've combated
Okay,
this burnout
there we go. There we
is, first of
go.
all,
There we go, Lucie.
I'm never making videos.
That's it right there. When I write from the heart and soul. And sometimes I believe I'm tapping into a higher place, like a creative pot that the great writers and great musicians and great athletes have tapped in for centuries, for millennia. When you reach that zone, there's this place, even an athlete can run and get into this zone where clarity is there. When I'm writing, I get into that zone. There's just clarity and peace. It's just the writing, and everything that comes into your head is towards the writing. There's no extracurricular thinking or influences. It's a good state to be in when you can get to it. And these professional athletes can get into it, and you can see by the way they play, that they're in the zone. And writing is no different. You know, making a dress. If you're in the zone, these dressmakers are pretty damn good at it. I don't know why the hell I came up with that one. I'm just trying to relate to Lucie here because she's into fashion and she's into dancing. Like dancing, these dancers, these modern dancers, when I get into the zone, it's a beautiful thing. These not old, but these these master ballerinas. They've mastered their craft or their form of their abilities to the point where it's seamless, effortless, beautiful. And when I'm right, I'm in that zone. When this Lucie, she's clearly in her zone. Like she's in a zone right now. She knows her stuff. That's it, kids. Know your stuff. Then bring it forth.
Videos that are based on a trend of the moment. If you scroll back on my video content, pretty much all of my video content is what I like to call evergreen content. Meaning if you watch this video today, or if you watched this video 5 years ago, or 50 years in the future, it will probably still be relevant and interesting. I'm not trying to create videos that are based on, viral trends of the
I wouldn't count on that. Look how fast we've come. I mean, you look at the tools you have here, but think about 10 years ago, think about 20 years ago, and I can go further back than you, clearly. It's coming fast and furious, and I'm telling you, I don't know what the next level is, but it may be something even more again, I don't know what the point I was trying to make.
minute or things that in a week will no longer be relevant. Some people, more news related channels or pop culture channels have to do that. But with a niche like lifestyle, you can just create content about whatever's interesting to you at that moment in your life, and it will probably be interesting to someone else in 5 or 10 years down the line. Another way that doing this has helped me avoid burnout is that I don't have to be shooting a video in a week and having it go up that same week. Living in that cycle of I need to get this video shot and edited before the end of the week or else I'm not going to be able to remain consistent, that is a nightmare. The best way to live, I believe, for a sustainable long-term YouTube channel is to be 3 to 4 weeks ahead of your content at any given time. So I'm shooting this video today on March 16th, and let's see what day it is when this video goes live. Kind of in the
Really?
same world, but a little bit different. Another way that I've been able to grow my channel is by not obsessing over the views. Not every video is going to go viral. Actually, most of your videos are not going to go viral. I would say that the meat and potatoes of your content, like the bulk of your channel, is going to perform probably pretty average. Some videos are going to do really well. Some videos are probably going to tank and end with way fewer views than most of your other videos. But the good news about YouTube is remembering that all of this content has a really long shelf life. It's not really like Instagram where when you upload a piece of content, 24 hours later, it's pretty much done getting views and likes. On YouTube, your content can resurface and recirculate at any given time, especially if you go back to those older videos and you re-optimize them with new titles, new description boxes, and new tags. Your content can be popped into an algorithm months after you upload it or even years later. And sometimes the only way that you'll know this is happening is that you'll start to get a lot of comments on a particular old video. You'll see it in your notifications section and you'll think, wow, this video is now gaining traction years after I uploaded it. And the reason I tell you not to be discouraged by low views is because a lot of your videos, especially your earliest videos, are going to get a low number of views. And I feel pretty confident saying that because there are very few
Let
people
me just
who upload
comment on
videos
that.
to a new empty channel and just blow up and go viral. So
I don't think any of my videos will go above 100 or whatever. But some of us don't need much. Like I said before, I'm a simple man. I don't need much. I mean, you just have to, like I said, you listen to the Leonard Skinner song "Simple Man." That's pretty much me. I'm not a religious man, but I'm a simple man. I am righteous, I guess, to a degree. Well, severity in some degrees. Um, I've lost my track of thought.
I think many people watching this probably have videos live already that have not performed well. And I'm telling you, if you look at that and then you stop creating content because you've been discouraged by the low views, your channel will not go anywhere. But if you keep uploading and you keep remaining consistent despite low views, you will have a chance of going somewhere. And it's just the chance. That's just what we need. It's just a chance. And my last tip for growing a YouTube channel is
Oh my God! If I
I have
could
lipstick on,
put
so
that.
I'm not gonna kiss that.
Oh,
Over the past few months, I've
oh,
become very interested in
oh,
and very invested.
oh, I've lost where I was. Okay, you said just a chance. Let's go back to where we were. Sorry, Lucie. I know where you were. If I can find you.
Edited before the end of the week or else I'm not going to be able to remain consistent, that is a nightmare. The best way to live, I believe, for a sustainable long-term YouTube channel is to be 3 to 4 weeks ahead of your content. Is that you'll start to get a lot of comments on a particular old video. You'll see it in your notifications section.
Okay, that's
Content
good.
can resurface and recirculate at any given time, especially if you go back to those older videos and you re-optimize them with new titles, new description boxes, and new tags. Your content can be popped into an algorithm months after you upload it or even years later. And sometimes the only way that you'll know this is happening is that you'll start to get a lot of comments on a particular old video. You'll see it in your notifications section and you'll think, wow, this video is now gaining traction years after I uploaded it. And the reason I tell you not to be discouraged by low views is because a lot of your videos, especially your earliest videos, are going to get a low number of views. And I feel pretty confident saying that because there are very few people who upload videos to a new empty channel and just blow up and go viral. So I think many people watching this probably have videos live already that have not performed well. And I'm telling you, if you look at that and then you stop creating content because you've been discouraged by the low views, your channel will not go anywhere. But if
I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what is making me think of this, but I don't know if you ever heard of Walk Off the Earth, but their video, their cover of Gotcha's can't remember the song, but it's you can see them playing this uh, all of them on a small guitar, and they're all one is playing the chords, one is strumming, one is hitting the guitar. It's a viral video, and there's like way over 150 million views. I'm sure it's more than that now. But all they did was innovate upon somebody else's work. You know what I mean? They listened to a song, and I'm pretty sure it was Gianni uh, who thought, well, why not? Let's see if we can all play this on one guitar. And he got creative, and they made this video. And next thing you know, they're on Ellen. It's what every you know kid on YouTube would love to say. Well, who wouldn't want to be able to create activity or work or money or generate an income from their own house, and especially in this world with COVID. I mean, this is the future. I mean, this is it. And thank goodness we have this medium out there. Can you imagine if we were still in the olden days with just newspapers? You know, we'd have people writing Paul Revere writing over here to tell us, well, what happened over there. We wouldn't know. So let's not take anything that we have for granted. We are fortunate to be this. You can imagine what the people during the Spanish influenza. It's just half 20 million people lost their lives. And we're going through the same thing right now, and we're doing our best to combat it. But it's every time we think we're ahead, we're further back. We're further back right now than we were back in April last year, and yet we had all our politicians. Oh, let's do this, let's do that. Let's not. Let's. It's a mess. I don't know what it's like in your part of the world, but I'm telling you, it's a fucking mess. In my part of the world, a mess, and we can't even trust the vaccines anymore. Every day, their AstraZeneca causes blood clots. Yet, our country is bringing in, 30,000 or 30 million, not 30 million, but 100,000 doses of it. If you've already got problems, like my sister takes, there's a specific pill just to stop blood clots. So do you think she's going to want to take this AstraZeneca vaccine instead of, because the Pfizer one or the Johnson and Johnson or the Moderna one isn't available? It's crazy out there. It's it's like this is all we have. This is the last frontier, my friends. The internet. It literally is. We are going to be more and more and more dependent on this medium, and it's literally frontier now, and it's amazing what's coming out of it. And this Lucie here is she's a maverick. She's a self-generator, and she's taken the time off today to she took back in March when she filmed it, but I mean I'm watching it because it just came out to show how she's come to this point, and she's doing it beautifully, eloquently, and intelligent, concisely, and in the medium very easy to watch. I mean, again, I've lost track of what I was going to say.
If you keep uploading and you keep remaining consistent despite low views, you will have a chance of going somewhere. And it's just the chance. That's just what we need, is just a chance. And my last tip for growing a YouTube channel is engaging with your community. Remember that YouTube is not just a one-sided conversation where you are speaking at your audience and then disappearing. You need to be present in the comments, responding to people's questions, posting on the community tab whenever you go live to let your followers know that a new video is live, and also posting on all of your other social media platforms to drive people to that YouTube video. I think a lot of times people who have an Instagram following just assume that their Instagram audience and their YouTube audience is the exact same, when really there is often not a lot of overlap and there are totally two separate audiences. I have not always just managed my own YouTube channel. I have come from the more traditional media company route. I started my career at Refinery 29. I started working for their YouTube channel back in 2015. I helped grow their channel from around 100,000 subscribers to over 2 million subscribers in the 4 years that I worked there. And ever since I've gone off on my own channel has seemed to take on a mind of its own and just grow. So I feel like I have a lot of information about the technical back end aspects of YouTube, as well as the more fun front end creator-friendly aspects of YouTube. Today, YouTube is a major pillar of my media company, Lucie Fink Media. It's one of the main ways that I bring in revenue, both through the back-end ad revenue that YouTube provides, as well as sponsors that sponsor my videos and pay me per project. And I just have always been the kind of person who feels like this world of content creation and creativity is wide open and ready for new people. I do not believe it's fully saturated. I don't believe there's no chance of anyone new blowing up on YouTube or Instagram in the coming weeks, months, or years. I think, in fact, there will be lots of new people that blow up and emerge over time. So maybe that could be you. If you're out there and you still haven't even started your channel
I
yet,
wouldn't be able to
there is
handle it,
plenty
and
of
I need
time. Don't listen to the people that
somebody
say
to
you've passed
I
the
need
window. For anyone who does want
a
to create
language.
YouTube
What do you call
videos
that?
full time and be able to
Somebody to
monetize their
monitor my
channel
cursing,
through
because
ad revenue, you do need to
I'm
join
one
the
of those
YouTube
men that
Partner Program. In
involuntarily
order to get in,
curses.
you have to meet the
You know, I
requirements,
can't
which
control
include
it sometimes,
1,000
and
subscribers
I
on your
wouldn't want to
channel
offend
and at least
any young
4,000
viewers.
valid public watch hours in the past 12 months. If anyone out there saw this video and is interested in working in a
They
more
say though,
personal,
people who swear
one-on-one
are
way,
honest people.
once again, I do
They can't.
offer
They're
private coaching and
speaking.
consulting
It's
services for
coming
people who want to build and grow a
unfiltered.
YouTube
And it's
channel.
true.
I
To a
actually
certain
have
degree.
a really cool 6-week custom offer where we can work together weekly over video call, and we can dive deeply into your channels, and I can help you flesh out a plan and help you get that channel to where you want it to be. I hope you found this video helpful. It has been such an incredible journey to watch my channel grow over the past couple of years. I am so excited that we are so close to 300,000 subscribers, although I know that YouTube doesn't give any more awards or plaques until I think it's 1 million. So we do have a little ways to go, but the truth is,
You'll
I'm
get there,
loving
girl.
this
You'll get there. I'm gonna
experience.
help you
I
get
just
there.
love showing up and making
I'm gonna
video
ride my
content,
coattails
both
once I
for
get
you
there.
and for
Oh, you
myself.
like them
I'm really
apples, huh?
excited that I'm going to have this video content in my future that I can look back
Not that you
on.
need me,
Already
but
at age 28, I
I
love
have the
looking back
potential to
at
get
baby
big.
videos of
Be
me,
big,
so I
even though I
can't
don't want to.
imagine when
I
I am,
definitely have the
50
potential
or
to be.
60, being able to look back at these videos from my early 20s and early 30s. It's going to be really, really interesting and an incredible thing to have. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and as I promised I'd say earlier, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, whether you're new or old. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and if you haven't already, click that thumbs.
Okay, if you're new or old, I think I fit on the old side of the spectrum. I, I don't know how people feel, but I don't. Everybody's so polished, you know. You're never gonna get that from me, never. That's probably my. I mean, it's the way I write. Well, my writing is manicured to a degree that I can get to, but me in real, this is me lying on my bed, chilling. You know what I mean? Talking to the world, and I couldn't be more relaxed. But at the same time, I'm not guarded, and I don't want to be guarded. So if I'm going to say something, it's going to come out as is, you know, as it needs to come out. And if there's a swear word in it, and most of the time I don't mind, I don't care. But because I can see you reach a lot of younger viewers, I don't want them to, you know, click onto my video. And you know, I apologize for the swears that or the expletives that I had. I think there's 3 of them, and I'll try to find them and try to delete them if need be, if that's going to affect any viewing. But
up from earlier in the video, and drop a comment down below to let me know what other types of videos in this vein you want to see more content about. I am really interested in creating content for aspiring content creators, sharing content all about my business and how I create content and how I shoot videos, so let me know what else you want to see. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and I will see you next time right here in my New York City apartment. Bye.
New York City. Okay, there you go. New York City, and I'm not there. Love it. Eh? That she can create a video, and I'm, you know, somewhere far away from her, and and it's already a long video, so I'll end it quickly. I would just say thank you, Lucie. Your videos are this. That's the first one I've ever watched, but it's informative. It's you're likable. You're attractive. I mean, which helps obviously. You know your business. You know your stuff, and you have the wares to back it up. So you're not just speaking from the top of your head. So I think um, I'm like I'm dragging my feet when it comes to. I know if I ever get big, it'll be because of my books. And I have nothing to offer on YouTube except what I'm offering now, which isn't much. But I'm a controversial writer, and my books are heavy. I mean, it's some parts of my books that would really get me stoned to death. That being said, it's hard to market. It's hard to market darkness. It's hard to market things that scare people. And it's hard to market true stories. It's hard to market true stories that are unnerving or unsettling or that could actually affect your life or change your life just by knowing about them. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people live in sheltered worlds or bubbles. Like I was talking about earlier, it's like I'm amazed at people never even heard of rock and roll. They have no idea. And I'm like, what has happened? Like, what has happened to music? How can you not know about a genre like rock and roll? It's boggles my mind. So that being said, thank you, Lucie.